Well, it looks like Paul Ryan's healthcare plan came in, and it was a disaster. This man had 7 years to him and his Republican uh, to make a plan, and now we know why they were having it in a closed room. With, you know what I'm saying? Instead of reaching out and finding out information that would, to help them, they're like all in because they didn't know what they're doing. First of all, it benefits the insurance company. It doesn't benefit American people. It's all for the insurance company. If you're elderly or you're poor, it's going to cost you more money because they're going to tax you uh, for it, and then they're going to uh, like give a get like people that make over a certain amount of money, um, they won't be taxed. So if you're rich, you won't get a tax. If you're the insurance, you'll get a tax. If you're the hospital or the hospital applies, you're gonna get screwed because of the agreement that you had made with Obamacare uh, to take a 30% decrease in the amount of money that you receive from the government. Well, they're gonna keep that 30% decrease, right? And and add on charges onto the hospital. So the hospital gets screwed. The people that work at the hospital get screwed, and the people that go to the hospital, the American citizens, get screwed. I mean, this is just rough. So and then the only thing that like I don't watch the guy debriefing anymore because he doesn't really know how to hold a news conference, a debriefing because he doesn't like to give out any information because like they're afraid if they tell the truth that they will look foolish or retarded. Well, I don't want to use the retarded word, or just uninformed. You know, instead of getting informed. I mean, I even see their envelope that he used to get information that he's not. They're not getting any information. And one of the reasons why they're not getting any information is because Trump uh, doesn't know how to follow procedures. He's never had to work for anybody. You know what I'm saying? He thinks like, oh, the American citizen is going to work for him. Well, if we work for it, and then the really amazing thing is this guy probably because so many people teased him in his mind by saying don't tweet because you sound like a fucking idiot, and you know uh uh um it's just it's just ridiculous. But so you know what I'm saying? You know how some racist people you tell them like because they're so used to giving misinformation to their enemies, so they just think everybody's like them. So he thinks everybody's like him. So oh, they told me not to tweet. It's because I'm doing something they can't do, or I'm smart or something. Whatever is in the fucking twisted mind that when somebody tries to give you good advice, you know what I'm saying? You think they're being deviant. So we got a sick president, and then he's gonna worry about Obama because let me tell you, the Republicans were thinking, oh well, hey, he gonna do like what we do. In the past 8 years, he hasn't did anything close to anything that they do, but still in their mind, I was in this position. My last couple of days, I ain't gonna do nothing. All they saw in the news was like, oh yeah, well, he's having, people in the White House, different entertainers and giving out awards and thanking people. At the same time, his administration was used to working, so they didn't just stop working. They continued to work, which the Republicans wasn't expecting because they want to put all their uh, um, racial profiling, uh, you know, and and sometimes, racial profiling in a way, it's always bad, but in some ways, because the people like police or whatever, they they didn't really study human behavior. I mean, they get like I mean, they didn't go to class for it, like not from the way they act. They might get some bits and tits of information that somebody might find for them, like for certain situations that might relate to, uh, but races and ignorant people, they'll get some new information that is for that particular area, or because when it comes to human behavior, uh, it's a lot on the home environment, the early years, you know, or that they're only around their parents. It's just like from like they might start pre-kindergarten at 4, but like from 0 to 3. So if the child enters around other people in a social group for the first time and they're 4 years old and they hit and they're not sociable, it's because their language is not up to par. It's because of their parents, you know. Uh, uh, and then they will get some other. So a lo- so not understanding that how human development really is, or taking the course, you just you get a little bit of information that could be dangerous that you try to apply to too broad of a spectrum, you know. Um, and that's what I see here, and yeah, because of the school system, because the kids get whooped, and because of the early age of they get introduced to sex, and because if you look at their parents, were they drug user, were they very promiscuous, was this child born with sexually transmitted diseases like STD or HIV, uh, and then how do the parents, are they nurture do they are they nurturing their child, or are they causing pain, discomfort to the child, opposed to nurturing and teaching, you know. And in most cases in the South, you don't have nurturing. You have what they call you know punishment, which is whooping. They don't teach, they hit, which is a big difference. Children are going to learn at that age because they're wired to learn. If they don't learn, they will die. Uh, uh, um, but it's what you teach them. So so you do have an overall spectrum to how you expect certain children to be able to function in the society, and and from that, you're gonna cause behavior that it was correct, all right, for their parents to do to them, like whooping them or whatever, but the child cannot go to school and whoop on their other people in school, because they will be punished by getting arrested, or uh, uh, anyway. So you already know that this type of, and the sexual deviant, that it causes also another type of acting out behavior, that girls or boys that get raped, they end up being a little bit overly sexed, instead of like we hearing for the cry out, uh, we punish them more. So we know that we cause a certain type of behavior that that the human beings will act out, and then because of the lack of education system, uh, getting them into the workforce, maybe like at the age of 15, so they'd be prepared, you know, uh, 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 to work farther on in their life. That they're not getting that, they have all type of things to interfere with that and retard their mental growth. Is the physical abuse from the parents whooping, the early sexual activity, and then you add in the sports, and activities like like the sports, watching, not participating in, or and other things on TV. It occupies the child's time during a period where they would be more developing their hand and eye contact by physical work. And you also know that they with the cars, school buses, and stuff like that, children are not active as much. You know, yeah, once they're in the sports, but also in their food that they eat is not healthy. Most children's food is just high in sugar and salt and fat. You know, which or it's hard for your liver, your kidney, and your pancreas, and other things. It's hard on different organs to extract uh um the nutrition that they need, which they're not getting. Um, so all this has to do with human behavior, but you can just break it down. I'm sorry, I'm eating a carrot. Might be loud. Yes. Raw food is healthy for you if you eat it, not if you use it as a sexual tool. But you have to think raw vegetables will mold. And never mind. People don't even, anyway. I'm just joking. Not joking. But if you're a female and any guy wants to use some or you want to use something like 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 a carrot or something, you're damn fool. Or stick a dribble up your ass, you're a damn fool. But anyway, so none of this is taken into consideration with the police department. None of this behavior is taken in with judgmentalist Christians like we see with the Paul Ryans. You know. So I got way off topic. But instead, it's more of blame the victim, like with prostitution, mostly prostitution. Most females or males that go into prostitution, um, 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 find that something that they. Well, anyway, it's just some. It's they're usually victims. Let's put it that way. So, we have to really be more understanding in our society and study. Like I was saying, that I don't think Republicans did anything in the last 7 years, had done anything towards the medical care, or done anything towards the changing of their ideas. And I know I got off subject with the police not understanding human behavior, because it's a lot more complicated than just labeling somebody from either the area they're in or whatever. Now, if you don't want to change the situation, the Republicans' idea and the type of policing that we have is excellent for no change, for stagnant, you know, because it doesn't do the base problem. And yeah, of course, crime was going to have to go down for the simple fact that crime in the stock market fluctuates along with the different culture activities that are going on, you know. So, but anyway, I just see right now, uh, uh, um, the in a sense that the Republicans have gotten in bed with a president that is a traitor to the Americans, for the simple fact that he's in bed with Russia. And the only way to prove all this wrong is for him to show his taxes. Let's see your tax papers. That's the only way that Trump can prove that he's not laundering money for Russia. That he didn't use Russia's influence to win this election. If he wants to, and we need to investigate to see, if what he's saying, were you being wired, and what did they find out in those wirings that they had about you, and yeah, who did it? But all that who did it is not important. Is what the consequences of us having a president that is a treasonous traitor, and how is it going to affect our Constitution of the United States? And if our enemies see this weak, racist, what I'm saying, they're easily manipulated. It's easy to poison, one of these racists' mind. All you gotta do is just tell them something, you know. And usually I'll pick something that they do. You know what I'm saying? If it's a real perverted ass talking guy, I'll be like, oh, like that guy over there. I'll just say whatever like this dude is. You know what I'm saying? And you'll find out this motherfucker, is gonna call this person disgusting too or whatever. So and like people like in North Korea, Germany, like everybody knows how to handle a racist motherfucker like that. You just dangle some money in front of them. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever. That's it. You got him. Bad mouth. Like the one that's probably has his best interests, right? Bad mouth that person as you offer them money. But anyway, North Korea is waiting for us to have a weak ass motherfucker in office, and with our weak ass, twisted ass minded Republicans. You know what I'm saying? They were so jealous of Obama. You know what I'm saying? We do need to invest every single one of the fucking Republicans to see how many of them is doing business with Russia. And we definitely need to see if Trump's doing business in Russia. We already know Steve Bannon is. So what's really going on? Because the healthcare is not in the best interest of the American people. Is anything is in the best interest of the corporation, or should I say the insurance company? So they're gonna trade in the respect that the American people have them for some money. Uh, 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 we need to vote the Republicans out of office because they're not representing the people that put them in office.